me from throwing parties and booking concerts, showcasing how I balance this while also being a single mom. I also share the process of how to make events work and how to even get them started. But I've never sat down and shared with you why I work in entertainment. I was calling to let you know that sound check is at 8:30. Don't get my practicing nepotism. See, I get nervous on camera. One more time. So this is how the story starts. I had to have at least been 6 or 7 or maybe 5, somewhere up in there, okay? I was a little one. And my mom took me to this festival somewhere in Detroit. I can't tell you what festival it was. I just know it was the summertime, and I know that it was outside, and it had art, and it had music. And there was these guys in a tent doing like a presentation about how basically everything is sound, and you can use anything, household items, buckets, whatever, to create music. After they did their little presentation, they asked for crowd participation and picked a little old me to come up and jam with them. And let me tell you, from the moment I got up there to the time they like stopped me, I was just up there going. I was so in love. I was having fun. I was vibing, and I didn't want to stop. And then when I got home that night, I just remember from that point on, I was beating on the table, beating on whatever I could to make music. And I don't know, it just always stuck from there. Fast forward, I was, I don't know, 2nd grade age. I don't know how old that is, but my mom enrolled me in Marvin L. Winans Academy of Performing Arts. I ended up going to that school from 2nd to 12th grade, and they taught the importance of the arts. So while I was there, I learned drama, I learned art, I learned orchestra, I learned vocal, I learned dance, and anything that you can think of on the spectrum of entertainment. From a technical standpoint, I learned it. So not only were the teachers in that school very much so people that had been in the industry, had the connections, knew the people, they were award-winning people, okay? People that had danced in Iv've, people that had went to Ivy League school to learn music. I was being taught by some of the best teachers for the arts in general. So, like I said, 2nd through 12th grade, I'm learning all of this stuff. When I get to, I believe, middle school, it's time for me to, you kind of pick like your preference. So at this point, I'm in middle school, and you have to kind of, I guess, pick your favorite art. So again, my school had drama, vocal, dance, visual art, and orchestra. And orchestra was what I just grasped toward. And I was playing the violin. And even when I was a violinist, I was first chair, okay? I was that girl. I knew what I was doing. And early on, I learned how to play music by ear. Like, I didn't learn the technical parts first. I learned how to just hear it and play it first. And I think that helps me today with like doing stuff around the house, like, or just in general, my work. Like, if I see somebody do it, I can do it. And that goes for like my hair, stuff in the industry. Like, I'm very much so more, I guess, of a visual learner than an audio learner. So I was playing the violin, vibing, boom. Then I get to high school, and there's no violins available for me. Or was this middle school? Maybe this was middle school. So elementary school, elementary up into the 6th grade, I played the violin, yes. And then from the 6th grade onward, I played the cello. So I believe this was in 6th grade. The teacher was like, yeah, we out of violins. You want to play the cello? And I was like, okay. And so I learned how to play the cello. So I went from one clef to another clef. And once I began learning how to play the cello, I just got really, really good at it. And by this point, I knew how to play the music. I could hear it and play it. Like, the teacher would play the music for me once, or like play your version. So play your section. So the cello section, the violin section, the viola section, she would play the cello section, and I would know how to play it. Like, kind of like that scene in Drumline where his teacher, his section leader is playing the drums and he over there going, yeah, 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 yeah. Like that was me. Like I would see her do her notes and then I would do easy, like 1, 2, 3, like I could do it. Like my ear impeccable. So easily I just became section leader. I was first cellist from 6th grade on to the time I graduated. And when I got to high school, I began to do music, I guess, more competitively and professionally. Like at this point, I'm good with the technical skills. I know how to read the music. I know how to understand the different clefs. And I can also just feel the music and play it and be confident in what I play. So by high school, my mom enrolled me in an organization called Sphinx, or I think the short was SPA. And then I also in high school did Detroit Symphony Youth Orchestra, and I also taught little kids how to play the violin on Saturdays. So I was deep in music at this point, and mind you, I'm in the 9th, 10th grade. So I'm doing all of these competitions. We win in first place or we win in second place. I'm getting, I cannot remember the name of the competition we used to do where we would compete for like these pens. If I find it or I figure it out, I will let y'all know. But it used to be this competition where I would do soloist and I would do quartet, and my quartet will always win. And in my soloist bag, I was getting like first or second. I can't remember the name of the pen, but yeah, I was doing really, really well. So I don't know. I just kept up with it. And then outside of playing competitively in my music, I will also be hired in high school to do weddings, to do church events. Like I was getting paid in high school to do music, to play my cello. So it was just, I don't know, it's been in me for forever. And let's see, what else happened in middle school? I went to like 2 camps for music. I have been to band camp, okay? I went to the Sphinx Preparatory Academy. They had like this summer camp in Boston, and I learned from like very profound musicians who played. And by the way, Sphinx is like this organization that specializes in teaching Black and brown people how to play classical instruments. And they do this annual competition, and like this person wins. That's the best I can tell you. I'm very far removed at this point. So yeah, we did that. And I don't know, my love for music was just slowly growing, grooming, and there. I can remember in middle school, like my mom and my dad both had, in my opinion, really good taste in music. My dad loved jazz. He would always play some Kenny G when he picked me up from school. And it was kind of embarrassing, but like now it's like, I don't mind listening to no little Kenny G, okay? And my dad and my mother also were big fans of house music, like in their youth. So I would hear that growing up too, to the point where like I love it now too. So just music has always been around. And when I was playing the cello and the violin, at my high school and my middle school, there would always be like a spring play or a spring concert, and we always got to perform. And I always got to see my teacher, Miss Bennett, kind of be like the organizer, the manager of this stuff. And I just really liked seeing her stressed out. Like, I don't know, like it was good stress. Like she cared about everything being perfect. She cared about everything being on time. And I just really liked that. And I was like, I could see myself doing this. So yeah, for the most part, I've been involved in music for a very long time. Anywho, we fast forward. I am graduating high school, and now we have to think about college and our life and what we want to do. And I don't know, I guess at the time I never thought that like music could be like a part of, I guess, my everyday life and my career, because nobody around me was involved in music. I kind of let society and my family influenced me into going into being a doctor. So my first year at Michigan State, I studied pre-med, and when we did like our orientations and stuff, they were talking about, oh well, you got to learn chemistry and you got to be real good at math and you're going to be in school for all these years and it's hard, blah blah blah, it's tough, you got to do all this, blah blah blah. And like instantly that scared me. Like, why are you telling me it's hard? Why are you telling me it's hard? Now I don't want to do it. So I was like, okay, whatever, like I'm just gonna do my prerequisites and take it from there. But the one thing they do at least what they do at Michigan State is they do these blood drives. So they would do them in the dorms and like the common areas of the dorms. And I kid you not, I walked past a blood bank and I was like, yeah, this stinks and I can't. If I'm gonna have to smell this for my career, this is not the career for me. So like dead ass, it was a blood bank that made me want to change my major. So I really just, I guess at that point was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be satisfied being a doctor. Like that's not gonna provide me a satisfying life. And so at that point I just started like evaluating what I could see myself doing forever, what made me feel good, what made me feel happy, and something that wasn't boring. Like I can't do bored. I am boring, but I can't have my day-to-day be a boring thing. So as I'm sitting there having these discussions with myself and really trying to figure out my life, mind you, this is my freshman year of college. I'm trying to figure out my life. I just have these visions of like crowds, lights, music, people scurrying around, and like seeing those visions just made me happy. So literally from that point forward, again, by this point, I'm in my freshman year of college. I went to this performing arts school from 2nd to 12th grade. I have relationships with people in music already. So I called up a homie and I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. A homie who like parents are big gospel superstars, okay? So I called him and I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. I know I want to work in music. I know that I can see myself traveling. I know I can see myself, doing X, Y, and Z. Like, what do I got to major in to work in music? And he was like, honestly, truly, you don't have to major in anything. A lot of people in the music industry don't have degrees. They pretty much get to where they are because of their relationships. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really have relationships, so aside of him, but he wasn't gonna help me. And he worked in the genre that I wasn't interested in working in gospel. Like I just wasn't. So I'm like, okay, bet. So I changed my major first to marketing, and then marketing was a little too hard, and they wanted all these like 4.0s and blah blah blah, and I was like, yeah, no, it ain't even important for me to have a degree. I'm just gonna get the bare minimum. So I changed my major from marketing to advertising, and I think that was a good choice because it taught me a lot of stuff that I still like utilize to this day in terms of a brief and budgeting and all that good stuff that I learned from college, and the different forms of advertising, how we should use them, what they're for, teaching people how to, or not teaching people, but when you advertise and you market, it's two separate things. One is psychological and kind of getting into people's feelings and emotions, and the marketing is like the analytical side, our impressions, our demographics, our range, and all that good stuff. So I really think at the end of the day that was the best bet for me, and I'm happy I changed my major 3 times because I mean it got me my degree. It was fairly easy to obtain once I got over the hurdle of all of those prerequisites, and I don't know, I just enjoyed the classes. And then honestly, once I graduated college, I took a year off from like just trying to figure out or trying to find a job. I really tried to go like the corporate route working in music. Like I wanted to work at a label and do A&R and all this good stuff. But honestly, by this point, I've explored a lot of different things in the entertainment industry. I've attempted to do artist management. I have attempted to do PR. I've attempted to do, what's the thing called? I've attempted to do party promotion, and at this point I've pretty much landed on booking and I haven't landed because I manage overall. I manage a concert venue. We know some of y'all know this at this point, but I manage a concert venue. But now my scope of work is like managing that concert venue, managing that team, making sure that we're bringing in the right acts for our room, making sure we serve all demographics in terms of music and fun. And yeah, I'm here. And I've been able to sustain a very, very good life. At one point I was making six figures in my career, in my business. And then we, became a mom, and I had to slow down, and I don't make those six figures anymore just at the moment, because I wanted to focus on giving attention to my daughter and making sure that in these early years she's loved on properly and all that good stuff. So we have sacrificed, but you just know I'm getting back there, but I'm getting back there gracefully. I've learned not to just, since I've had my baby, I've learned to just, do everything gracefully, and things will come to me. But I got here primarily off of, I've gotten into the music industry primarily off of just advocating for myself, advocating for all demographics to have fun, and my network. Like I've utilized my network to the 10th degree to get me where I'm at. And like that one phone call many years ago was just on point. Like it don't really matter that I got a degree. Nobody has asked to see my degree. Nobody cares that I have a degree. It's who you know, literally, point blank. And so I've been utilizing my resources, and I think that, it's time to grow. And I'm showing y'all that. I'm showing y'all how I'm figuring it out. And I hope that this has been beneficial for you. But let me know in the comments if you guys want me to explain roughly how I got into the music industry. I kind of gave you a little tidbit, but I can get much more technical as to how I got into the music industry. And pretty much that's it. I'm here. I work in music. I've been working in music for 16 years, a long time. I love it here. I really feel like my career is part of my identity. Like they go hand in hand. And no day is the same. I get to meet musicians from all over the world. I just toured the venue that I manage. I just toured a DJ who's from Amsterdam. Like it's a phenomenal career. And again, I've met so many people. I've been around so many people, and yeah, shit is cool. It's cool, and I'm here. I ain't leaving ever. So that's it. Thank you for sticking out to the end to, hear my little tidbits on why I work in entertainment and nightlife. And I'll see y'all in the next video.